spaghetti and meatballs with fresh Parmesan cheese, roasted vegetables. Well, you know what's next. I have something that's very easy to make, really, and not complicated at all. I can literally do this dish with my eyes closed. But first, for those who don't know, I'm a professional chef who likes to share his little secrets from home to your casa. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I post a new video every Tuesday. May not be perfect, but my food is. My food is perfect. That's what counts. So, what do I have in mind? I'll be making spaghetti meatballs, your typical Italian meal, really. Full of flavor. I know I made a previous recipe, a previous video with meatballs, but in this particular case, I'm going to be making my own sauce, my own marinara sauce, basically, with fresh tomatoes grown from the garden, on the vine, with fresh basil, fresh oregano, a little bit of sugar to kill the acidity levels of the tomato. That's always really important when you're making a spaghetti sauce, is just throw a little teaspoon of sugar. The acidity will just go lower and it'll bump up the sugar levels of the fruit itself. And the meat, I'll be using 2 pounds of ground grass-fed organic beef, 2 eggs, 1 egg for each pound of meat, a cup of your Italian breadcrumbs seasoning, you know, the store-bought Italian breadcrumbs, and a cup of fresh Parmesan cheese, salt, pepper, and about a large handful of freshly chopped parsley. That will go in the meat. You mix it all together, make your individual meatballs. You can make them any size that you wish. I can literally make this dish with my eyes closed. It's that easy, it's that quick, not complicated at all. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm very excited, as always, to be here. Try to make these videos perfect each time. Not quite yet, but I am excited, as always. So, I guess let's continue. And let's start cooking, shall we? So, first thing is first, let's make the meat. Clean hands, 2 pounds of meat, grass-fed, 1 cup of Italian breadcrumbs, 1 cup of Parmesan, some fresh parsley, whole bunch, without the stems, so I'm going to go ahead and chop that up. And the stems. Finely chopped. Into the same pot, the same bowl I meant to say. You understand me. Salt. I'm going to be going ahead and adding a hefty teaspoon of salt, hefty teaspoon of pepper, there we go. Mix. It already smells absolutely delicious. You definitely need to try this, make this dish. With the breadcrumbs, it basically expands. It helps expand the meat. With the milk, it helps it tenderize. The eggs, same thing. The Parmesan becomes melty, mushy inside. I'm gonna go ahead and add just a tiny more drop of heavy cream. So another quarter of a cup, I would say. There we go. Okay, much better. All right, time to assemble. Some oil into a pan and about medium to high. Good amount of oil. Once hot, we're going to transfer the meatballs into here. Get them nice and brown on each side and all sides. Set them on the side. Remove the excess oil from the pan. And in the same pan, we're going to be making our fresh sauce. Stay tuned. Small to medium meatballs. Just gonna start preparing them while the oil heats up. Just kind of speed up the process. And you know, the great thing about this, even the next day you can make meatballs sandwich. Reheat the meat with the sauce. You know, just cook a little more pasta if you run out. A few more, just so you could take a look and see. Okay. Just test the oil. It's about right. Just a few minutes on each, all sides, like I said. Okay. I'm not going to overcrowd the pan, just like so. Well, I'm going to finish this batch, put on another one, and I'll see you in a bit. It's just like this, toasty. Okay. See? Now, discard the oil and let's continue with the sauce. I did want to point out that in order to make a really good spaghetti sauce, you want to get the tomatoes when they're literally mushy. You don't want to get them hard because they tend to be more acidic. Even if you're making salsa, you want to get the tomatoes that are literally about to be thrown away because they're mushy. Makes the best sauce. Okay? I'm not even going to need to cut them because they're already so tender. So just into the pan with some oil to start off with. All right, I'm just gonna let these cook away. You wanna basically turn this into a sauce. So on medium to high heat, I'm gonna be throwing some fresh basil and fresh oregano as well. Some fresh basil and oregano. The weather right now tends to be a little bit on the colder side, so the leaves are not necessarily bright green, but they do work. It's fine. I'm gonna pretend it's dry oregano and dry basil. No, but the smell is absolutely, it smells delicious. I can smell it. Can you smell it? Very fresh. I know I didn't mention it, but while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and also add just a couple of garlic cloves. Nice. 3 garlic cloves. I'm gonna set this on the side. Okay. This should just even add that much more flavor into the sauce. Whenever you're dealing with garlic, you don't want to overcook garlic. You don't want to burn garlic. It tends to have a bitter taste. So I like to add the garlic with the sauce, with the vegetables, not the garlic first. Unless, of course, you're making like a garlic, olive oil infused with garlic, and that's a different story. Finely chopped. It's all gonna go in the same pot anyways. I want you to see this. Look at how much juice there is. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add all of my fresh herbs, garlic, large amount of salt. I'll start off with a tablespoon of salt, probably a tablespoon and a half. I'm just gonna let this cook away, okay? I don't know what you call them. You just kind of just squish everything together. If you even have some tomato paste, go ahead and add tomato paste. All of those ingredients just bump up the flavor even that much higher. The garlic, the basil, the oregano, even if you have some fresh thyme, just depends. It depends up to you, you know. If you want to use 1 garlic clove, if you want to use 2 garlic cloves, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you find it too thick, add a little bit of water. If you find it too loose, just add more tomatoes. I'm gonna let this cook, just simmer for maybe another half hour, just to really get the flavors nestled in. And then we'll do a taste. But last but not least, some sugar. Tablespoon of sugar I ended up using. It's a lot of sauce. It really does make a world of a difference. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and dump these in here. I didn't mention it before, this is totally up to you. I'm gonna be serving my particular spaghetti with roasted vegetables, just to have as well. So I just got zucchini, yellow zucchini, green zucchini, very simple, a little bit of butter or oil, salt and pepper, and that's it. I'm gonna leave it on the crunchy side, so al dente, just literally a minute on high on each side, and that's a little bit of oil into the water for the pasta. Splash of salt. Sprinkles of pepper. And just a minute or two, like a spaghetti. Just follow the instructions in your box. I like mine to be al dente, just with a tiny hint of a crunch to it. If you tend to overcook spaghetti, it becomes almost chewy and it expands. I personally don't like that. Time to assemble. First step. Add a little bit of the sauce to the bottom of the plate. Some zucchinis, yellow and green zucchini. Like so. A little bit of your pasta. And twirl it, I meant to say. We're gonna grab one of our, a little bit more actually. There we have it. Opening up the middle. Adding a meatball right in the center. Like a little mess. Some of the sauce. So, a little bit more. Some fresh Parmesan cheese. Like so. Slice of bread. And there you have it. Spaghetti and meatballs with fresh Parmesan cheese, roasted vegetables. Well, you know what's next. It's time for me to do a tasting. As you can see, beautiful presentation. Absolutely delicious. Full of color, full of flavor. And let's get started. A little bit of a bite of the meatball, which just melts in your mouth. Absolutely delicious. So much flavor. And you know, surprisingly, I didn't have any eggs for the meat, but with the heavy cream, oh man, I think it worked even much better. There's so much flavor in this dish. Spaghetti and meatballs with fresh Parmesan cheese, roasted vegetables. Well, you know what's next.